Hey there, my name is Blake, and I'm an employee investor here at Gregg's. Despite all the regulations and safety measures in place, falls are still one of the leading causes of severe workplace injury. So today, on Gear Up with Gregg's, we're going to talk about how fall protection can keep you from becoming a statistic. Did you know that falls are the second leading cause of accidental deaths worldwide? Each year, an estimated 37.3 million falls are severe enough to require medical attention, and 646,000 of those are fatal. Many workers believe that they have time to regain their balance or catch themselves before a fall occurs, but that isn't always true. In just 1 second, you could fall up to 5 meters. Even if you think you can catch yourself before you tip over that edge, it's always better to be safe than sorry. According to regulation, fall protection must be used if a worker could fall at least 3 meters, or if a fall from a lesser height may result in serious injury. This includes working over machinery or above anything other than a solid flat surface. The 3-meter fall distance is measured from the point on the surface where the worker is standing to a lower level. Lower levels include anything someone could fall onto, like scaffolding, roofs, equipment, or even water. However, the best way to protect workers from a fall is to prevent the fall from happening. Fall prevention strategies include installing guardrails, covers over floor openings, warning barriers, and travel restraints. It also involves engineering the work site to minimize the fall hazards by changing the work processes. For example, building a roof on the ground and then hoisting it into place will prevent roofers from working at that height. If this isn't practical, the next best thing is to use fall restraint systems. Fall restraint systems keep you from even getting close to the point of falling. This includes work positioning systems and travel restriction systems. Work positioning systems use either safety belts or full body harnesses to attach you to an anchor while leaving both of your hands free to work, and they keep workers restricted to a small area. This means that a worker is locked into position to the structure they are working on. Travel restriction systems include personal fall protection equipment designed with a fixed length line to prevent you from traveling to an edge where you may fall. If it's not practical to use fall prevention or restraint, the next best option is to use a fall arrest system. These are designed to protect you after a fall by slowing your descent gradually and stopping you before you hit a lower level. This can include full body harnesses connected by lanyards or lifelines to secure anchors. The full body harnesses are connected at the back and have an energy absorbing design to reduce the impact of the fall on a worker's body. The final system to discuss is fall restriction. Fall restricting systems, a type of fall arrest system, are designed to limit a worker's free fall distance to 0.6 meters. This means that less force will be exerted on the body when the fall is arrested. It also means there's less chance that the person will hit the ground or an object below. The same methods and tools in fall arrest systems can be used for fall restricting systems. However, the harness is generally connected at the front rather than the D-ring on the back. This front connection is then fastened to a wire rope grab or fixed rail system used for climbing ladders. All of these systems have one thing in common: total fall distance. Calculating total fall distance is one of the most important steps in fall protection. Without knowing the total fall distance, you may have a lanyard that's too long or too short to protect yourself. This calculation is the height of the worker plus the length of the lanyard plus the length of the deployed energy absorber plus the safety factor. This equals the fall clearance distance. For instance, let's say you have a worker who is 1.7 meters. The length of your lanyard is 0.9 meters. And your deployed energy absorber is 2 meters. Add all of those up, along with the standard 0.9 meter safety factor, and you get your total fall clearance distance, which is 5.5 meters. Now, let's take a closer look at some examples of fall protection systems and how they can be used to help save you from a nasty fall. When you think of fall arrest systems, think of A, B, C, and D. That is, anchors, body support, connectors, and descent and rescue. An anchor is what you connect your lanyard or lifeline to, and it is a key element of any fall protection system. An anchor may be a load-rated strap or sling wrapped around an adequate structural beam, load-rated anchors, or temporarily fixed supports, which are designed to be connected to a structure using specific installation instructions. Fall restraint anchor points must support at least 455 kilograms for every employee attached. For fall arrest, an anchor must support at least 2,270 kilograms for every employee attached. Remember, fall restraint prevents a fall, and fall arrest stops a fall after it happens. That's why there is such a huge difference in the minimum level of anchor support. Body support, such as a full body harness, is attached to the fall protection system and then to a proper anchor to arrest a fall. These harnesses are fully adjustable and are available in various harness styles, from vest to construction to retrieval. Proper fit of the harness is important, especially when it is being used for fall arrest. Always refer to the manufacturer's instructions for proper use and fit of a full body harness. Before using your harness, be sure to inspect it for damage or distortion on the stitching, straps, and hardware. Also, make sure to check that the fall arrest indicator shows that the system hasn't been deployed. If any part of a fall protection system has been used to arrest a fall, it must be removed from service. The connector, the lanyard, and hardware that connect the body support to the anchor is what will stop your fall and take the brunt of the shock. Why is shock absorption important? Let's take a look at the same fall using two different types of connectors. First, we will see what happens when we use a regular position restricting lanyard. Now, the same thing, but with a shock absorbing lanyard. What a difference! This is because of the maximum arresting force, or the amount of force acting on the worker's body as their fall is arrested. In Alberta, the maximum arresting force a worker can be exposed to is 6 kilonewtons. If you're using a lanyard without a shock absorber, government safety regulation states that the maximum free fall distance for a worker needs to be limited to 1.2 meters. And even then, the 6 kilonewton maximum can be exceeded. That's why it's important to correctly use a shock absorber, since it limits the maximum arresting force under normal circumstances to either 4 kilonewtons or 6 kilonewtons, depending whether it's a class E4 or E6 shock absorber. What's the difference? Well, an E4 shock absorber can support between 45 kilograms to 115 kilograms. While an E6 shock absorber can support between 90 kilograms and 175 kilograms. So it's important to know all of the variances that may be involved on your worksite. But before using a fall arrest system, an employer must first develop written procedures for rescuing a worker should they fall. Having a plan for descent and rescue in place is critical. If a worker is involved in a fall arrest, they must be brought to a safe area as quick as possible, without causing injury or putting the rescuers at risk. In many cases, a rescue can be as simple as using a ladder, or pulling workers through open windows, or hauling them back up to the level they fell from. Other times, it's not so easy. Specially trained and equipped personnel may need to be called in, or in extreme cases, safety officials may use rappelling techniques to reach trapped workers and lift or lower them to a safe level. Another option is self-retracting lifelines. This connector has a speed-sensing brake system, which stops a worker mid-fall. Here at Gregg's, we've got you covered with our wide variety of fall protection options. From shock-absorbing lanyards to SRLs, we're here to help keep your feet on the ground. And remember, if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to call us, or you can visit our website at greggdistributors.ca. Again, I'm Blake, and thank you for joining me on Gear Up with Greggs. Have a great Canadian day.